Tony Romo looking good in the booth. I just wanted to briefly cover this because it's all over Twitter and social media. Tony Romo is actually doing a good job in being an NFL analyst. See, this isn't really a surprise because he was a former player last year, so he probably knows the formations extremely well, and he has a lot of good insight. Like, he doesn't even have to, go... I understand you have to practice to be a broadcaster, but I don't even think he really needs to practice that much because he just got out of the game. He knows everything. And probably if Dak Prescott gets injured, Jerry Jones is probably going to go lay at Tony Romo's feet and be like, "Oh, Tony, we need you back, boy. We need you back." You know? So, honestly, it's not that much of a surprise for me. I just think it's, funny because if he'd have read NFL defenses as well, he'd probably still be playing in the league. You know, but he was so adamant about, a trade or, if he had just gotten released, I bet the Broncos would have signed him. He could have had another chance. I just feel like he felt like it was time to walk away from the game. He saw the two offers. He saw the broadcasting offer versus the NFL offer, and he thought, maybe this is time for me and my family to just settle down and get a nice job. I'm only gone on Sundays. I'm still making money for my family. And maybe he just chose the option that made him closer to his family. I mean, honestly, football is a grueling sport. You know, you get hit a lot. And obviously, Tony Romo, we already know all of his injuries. And he got injured in preseason against Seattle that one year. I mean, he had a couple of good years. He had that one good year where they went to the divisional a couple of times with him. Lost to the Vikings, Brett Favre. He fumbled once against Seattle in the wild card. And then a couple years ago, that divisional where Dez dropped it. So... they had a couple of solid seasons with him, and last year they went to the divisional, but that was Dak. I don't know, but the Cowboys' outlook isn't looking too great this year. But I think Tony Romo just kind of knew it was time. The young bloods are coming up, so time. But he honestly could have just stayed in the NFL for a year or two, played with the Broncos or something. He could have gotten called up by the Dolphins if he was still available. Dolphins wouldn't have had to run to Jay Cutler's feet, but... Dang, but... Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any of the games Tony Romo has called yet, because obviously, I don't get... Those are out-of-market games for me, so... I heard he called the Oakland game and the New England game, so... I was watching some of the tape of him calling the games. It was funny. Yeah, he's so good. He sees the play before it happens, and then he called it. I heard on social media, he called the number 16 because he knew Drew Brees was going to throw it to 16 for a touchdown. And that's exactly what happened. He threw it to 16, and Tony Romo completely called it. I think the funniest part of him being in the broadcast booth is that Jim Nantz is so salty. Jim Nantz can deny his saltiness and be like, "Oh, this is all professional, I don't feel bad." But that's all bullshit. It's funny because you think they're being professional, but they're actually just being a lot more salty than you think they are. But Tony Romo, dang. I mean, I don't think in a million years anyone would have thought that he would be good in a booth, right? But, miracles happen, I mean, he's actually, okay, so I'm not going to totally bash him here, but he wasn't the worst quarterback. He was just, the mediocrity quarterback. His team never got anywhere. They never made the playoffs. They always lost that game right before. Every year, I remember, they'd play, the Giants or the Redskins or the Eagles for the division. And they'd lose the game every year. And we'd win the division, or the Redskins would win the division, or the Eagles would win the division, or the Giants. So, basically, he'd choke every year. So, it was But... yeah, many people are making the case. Tony Romo played well against the Broncos defense, but Dak Prescott didn't. Nah, that Broncos defense, they got a lot better after that. I mean, I feel like that was a motivator game that season, but... damn, the Cowboys, they've always had potential with Tony Romo, but just never get anywhere. At least he's getting somewhere in the booth. Yeah, I mean, good job. Yeah, good for him, New career. Closer to his family. I'm proud of him. I think he should just keep this going, and I think he should I think he'll inspire more people, to come to the booth. Obviously, Jay Cutler was supposed to be in the Fox booth, but he was like, nah, I got a job with the Dolphins. Probably Fox will give him another contract next year or something. Or maybe he'll just go somewhere else. Who knows? Yeah, interesting. Tony Romo booth, all these NFL players going to the booth right now. So we'll see.